Hey guys, I am in Paris. I am here for work for 2 weeks and I wanted to share with you my experience getting here. It was quite the adventure. So first of all, I live in Ann Arbor, Detroit, Michigan, which is about 30 minutes or like an hour away from Canada. So I thought it would be really great to drive to Canada because I've never been. 4.5 hour drive, so it wasn't that bad. So I worked half a day and then started driving up to Canada at 12. It had me getting there at 5, which was an hour before my flight. And I knew I was cutting it a little short, but I figured it would be okay because I've done that before in the States. So my first mistake was not getting a SIM card for Canada. So as soon as I hit the border line to cross over, my service went out. So then I thought, crap, okay, I'll just stop at a Shell or some convenience store to get a new one, because that's how they do it in the States. Well, not in Canada. So I stopped at 3 different places trying to get a SIM card and there was no SIM cards to be sold. So I was really lucky that my Google Maps saved my directions and I was able to follow GPS the entire time even though I didn't have data. So that's something to keep in mind. If you are low on data, you can turn it off and it will still follow as long as you already have it preloaded on your app. So I got to where I needed to go. By the way, the speed limit in Canada is 60 miles an hour, and it's typically 70 in the States, and that's extremely slow. But I got there, by the time I got to my parking space that I already paid for, it was, I think, 5:20, and I'm like, ooh, I'm cutting it really short, really close. And they told me that the airport was only 5 minutes away, so I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll just get on the bus and I'll go. Should be fine, no big deal. While the parking lot that I got to was like an abandoned lot and they had no spaces available and it had made me wait. And at this point I knew that I was up against the clock, so I didn't have any time to spare. So the guy said that there was a bunch of spaces in the back and for me to wait. Well, I ended up following a different guy behind there and there was no spots and this place was abandoned basically, and I felt like my car was gonna get stolen and all the cars were grid blocked in. So I thought, how are people getting their cars out if cars are blocking them? Are they giving them keys? So I know that's one thing I didn't want to do. I wasn't going to give them my keys. So I was like, fuck it, I'm leaving. And I just went across the street and paid for parking there and went to the airport, and I didn't have any data on my phone. So I don't know, it's like I was still just going to go to the airport just in case like it got delayed or something. And then it wasn't a 5-minute drive, it was a 15-minute drive. So do the math. It was 6 o'clock, 6:10 I think, by the time I got to the airport. I already missed my flight. So I go to Delta, try to talk to somebody, but Delta told me to go to Air France. So I went all the way across the other side of the airport to Air France, and nobody was at the ticket counter. Nobody was helping me. I couldn't call Delta because my Wi-Fi wasn't connecting on my phone. I still had no data. There was no SIM cards to be found in this airport. So I'm like, okay, well I need to call Delta and figure this out and get a new flight. So I tried to connect using Hangouts on my laptop. My laptop wasn't working. It wasn't connecting to the internet. My phone wasn't connecting. I didn't know what to do. I see someone else come up to the counter and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe she'll know who I need to talk to. And 20 minutes later she tells me, you need to call Delta. I'm like, okay, well I have no way to call them. Is there a place down here that sells SIM cards anywhere around here? Where can I go to get a SIM card? And she's like, oh yeah, downstairs is a SIM card cellular place, you can get one there. I'm like, oh my god. Alright, so I'll go down, and this guy let me use the free public cell phone there. I was on the phone with Delta for 45 minutes, like literally crying because I'm so upset. I'm tired, exhausted, and the cord was like this long, so I was like bent over, like crouched over in a phone booth talking to Delta. And at first they wanted to charge me $3,000 to change my flight to later that day, and I was like, no, we gotta do something else. This is for work. I can't pay $3,000. So then they put me on the next flight, which is today's flight, for like a fee of like $200, which was a lot better. So I just did that. And so I needed a place to stay and had already parked my car. So I was planning on just staying at a hotel, but I have a friend I met off Reddit, actually. I've never actually met in person, but she's cool. So I thought, hey, let's meet up and let's hang out. So I went to her place and I hung out with her that night, and it was really, really cool to meet Kels and hang out, and she was really cool. And the next day I hung out in Toronto for a couple of hours, and I went to the airport at like 3 o'clock. My flight was at 6:20. It got delayed an hour, so it was 7:20. It was just a shit show. There's so much construction on the interstate up there, and so many wrecks as well. It was just not a good combination. It was just very frustrating. So now I'm here in Paris, and I'm gonna be here for 2 weeks. So let me know if you guys want to see some vlogs while I'm here. I'm gonna go explore some things. I know I'll take some videos, and I'll probably vlog anyway, so just keep an eye out. I will let you guys know what I'm doing and see how everything is. It's fun here. Alright guys, have a good one.